Hello and welcome back to the Dropout Dragon. Today we're going to be looking at some Predecessor gameplay. Now, what is Predecessor? Predecessor is a MOBA that is one of the many projects attempting to remake Paragon, which was a MOBA I played a lot of back in the day. Some people would have remembered that. Today we're going to be looking at Grux, Mr. Man Titties himself, because sometimes the character reflects the streamer. We always pick our favorites. Anywho, this game has put out a new mode called Brawl Mode, which is a 5v5, right down the middle, smaller kind of map where you just kind of brawl it out. Now, normally in these situations, people like to pick range characters or casters or, a couple of frontliners, but normally a traditionally damage-minded team ready to hit into the team fight. But my team has decided to go for an almost all melee, in fact, all melee pick, where I pick as Grux. Someone's got support Narbash, a Sevarog, a Crunch, and a Countess, who, as far as I'm concerned, is the only character on here you could consider ranged because of her phantom abilities, but she's still pretty much melee. We are all melee going against 3 different range characters and 2 melee ones. And I was looking at this thinking, now we're actually going to see what Brawl can, feel like as we get into it. So I go ahead and I start picking off my first item, and I am ready just to have fun with it, because I don't actually think that we're going to win, because we don't have anybody that can, harass from afar, anybody with a caster ability or anybody with ranged abilities. No, we are just going to full on balls to the wall, get in there. I'm looking at my buff. There's buffs on the side of the map. You've got some minions that run through the middle. There are some objectives. There's a big one that kind of pops up a little bit in the middle of the lane, which is a big deal, and we'll get to that when we see it. But mostly, it's kind of team deathmatch. A lot of the points that are gonna be lost by either team is just gonna be people dying, and that's gonna be happening a lot in this match. A lot of action, a lot of back and forth. I'm being chased down by this steel, and I'm like, you know what? I don't really want it. I don't know where the Gideon is, so he's, a little bit behind me, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and use my blink. I'm gonna heal too in case he gets a little bit cheeky. Those rocks do hurt when Gideon drops them. You don't want anything to do with that. But we're gonna get right back into the action. I am kind of dubious of uploading this because I know it's not my normal kind of content, but it was just so much fun to play this. I played this for 9 hours on stream at one point, and I thought, I'm just having a blast with it. Talking to chat, going back and forth with you guys, while also just having a quick fire action. The devs who were making this really just kind of, they cooked with this one. They kept saying on Twitter how they cooked with this one, and I didn't really believe it until I played it myself. But this is just so much more fun. It's also a really good way for new people to learn the game. It's not as objective intensive. It's very quick. Everybody's just kind of in this mantic haze of just, oh, go in there and fight, go in there and fight. It can teach you about what targets that you're supposed to get into. What is your role? What is it you're supposed to be doing? What are you supposed to be shooting at? Who to ignore, who not to? Maybe you just want to test out a character. Maybe you want to test out a build, and you don't want to wait 40 minutes in order to figure that out in a regular MOBA environment. No, you just go in there and you work it out. I noticed that Steel is a bit low, but he kind of gets out of there using Gideon's little portal, but Drongo is caught in the corner here, and he's got nowhere to go, and he goes down to me. I got a bleed effect on most of my abilities that say, no, I don't care about that. But unfortunately, I get taken out by that Kira and that Gideon that can just kind of happily sit back. And that's one of the dangers of running a team setup like this with all of this melee. We do have a support, but they have the ability to just kind of shoot us out. Now, I'm not feeling super confident. Narbash is doing a little bit of a lazy back, attempting to teleport back to base. I'm going to assume that most people who watch me don't know what an actual MOBA is, and that's okay. If I'm wrong about that, you guys can correct me in the comments and say, you know what, you just talk about it like, we're not idiots, and that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab this buff, and I'm going to be looking a little bit on this Drongo, but then again, I got like no support. He doesn't have any support either. But I am jumping around because of that buff. I get real high. He's back in the corner again. He is just not having a good time with me and the Sevarog. We're just looking at him. I unfortunately do miss that, which is unfortunate. But I don't miss this pull. And I pull him in, and Crunch just finishes him off. I want to get that healing. Narbash picks it up, which means I get it too if you're close enough, which is nice. So it's just, as you can see, it's just kind of a in and out type of deal with a team like this. Countess wants to get it. Crunch is a little bit too in there, so he just eats it, which is fine. He'll be back in seconds anyway. But we are down on points, and I'm not feeling all that confident in what is going on. But I think, you know what? We're going to play this out. We're going to see how it goes. I'm going to play this to the best of my ability, pick up some items, and feel good about myself when Grux finally starts getting his damage out. Quang is getting real ballsy. I think he missed that ult. I don't actually think he landed it. I know he got his tether, but I don't think he actually managed to grab that one. Gideon's trying to get away, and he's going to do that a little bit, but Drongo does not get away again. That crunch just putting them in there. Kira, I am attempting to get. She unfortunately gets this health. I missed another one of those. My controller settings, I had just messed around with sensitivity, so I'm missing some funny stuff every once in a while. There is a big objective right there trying to make its way over. It does a lot of damage to us specifically because we're in its face as brawlers, and that's a no good. The big fire breath does a lot of damage, especially at this level, so I have to be a little bit careful. Steel just really wants me. He just doesn't want to let me go, and I just know my Countess is coming, so I'm okay with that. He does unfortunately pick up the heal, but I do land that stun. He wants to get away, and I say no, and I pull him right back with my amazing pull ability that everybody just hates to get hit by with Grux, and I said, nah, you're going to bleed this out. You're going to feel this. I am low on health, so I'm going to go back over here, pick up some health. They can't pass that blue line. People can get trapped in there if a team is good enough, but I hit back on the jump pad, and I see there's just a big old mess going on over here, and I'm not sure I could do a whole lot about it. There's a very weird late stun on Gideon there, which is a little bit strange, but Kira is going to go ahead and get it too. I go ahead and I ult, which increases my attack speed and my bleed, and unfortunately, it looks like she's going to get away. Steel has her back, and I'm just blinking away. I was like, no, I don't want to give her a free kill there. She's got me debuffed and everything. And it's just not looking good for our team. It's just not looking very good. We have more kills, but they're getting them at better times, and they're getting the objectives because they can walk in on them with the ranged characters without getting damaged too much. Their frontliner is doing his best to get attention from us, and that is that Steel there, as well as that Quang. But Quang is going to eat it there. Drongo, again, is just going to eat it. Steel just can't really keep up with that one. Can't stop us all. Not yet. Not with his ult being down. It's a big slam down attack he does that just knocks everybody up, and it hurts. We'll go ahead and just grab this buff, but unfortunately, Kira comes over and steals it. Again, the power of a ranged character in this moment. If I can get in her face, she's dead, but she knows she can probably do enough damage while I'm, looking at her before I can actually get to her. I go ahead and pick up Sky Splitter. I've got 3 active items online. I've got plenty of damage. I just need to get in there. And if I could get in there with Grux, you can do a whole lot of damage, which we will be seeing at the end of this game. Steel really wants to kill the Countess. Drongo barely gets away. She's really big because of that buff. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get her closer, but then Steel's going to go ahead and just eat that. I wish I could have gotten a little bit more on him, because unfortunately, the bleed will not be enough for him to die in his own tower. He just barely makes it out of there, and I'm like, damn. I'm really upset by that one. Kira's just kind of sneaking around. I think she's going to eat with the crunch. No, the Countess gets her. Look at that. And they're all chasing me now. Drongo is in a bad way. He's in the corner again. He's going to go ahead and get stunned. Quang's just ulting. We're just all at each other's face. He gets stunned up in the air by the crunch, and I'm like, no, you will go nowhere. And we are just winning these engagements like this in a way that I didn't expect, but unfortunately Gideon is coming in, and he's gonna put an end to Crunch's fun there. Crunch uses his ult to double hit his travel ability, so he's just kind of gone. I got a nice pull here on the, but unfortunately I get silenced by the Drongo, so I couldn't really do anything off of that. My ultimate is ready. Kira's in a really weird spot, but Steel's gonna be there, and their whole team is there, and I'm like, oh no. I gotta get out of here. I don't need to be here. So I go ahead and blink out. I put down my support item, which puts a layer of frost on the ground so they have to step over that. Most characters can use that if they want to, especially the brawlers, and that's helpful. I'm gonna grab this helmet because I know I need a tankier item, and I know I need something that'll give me a little bit of healing in combat because Grux has a decent amount of healing. And we have a Narbash. This Steel has overstayed his welcome in this lane, so he is just gone. Quang is getting just stunned out. This Gideon is just in my face. I don't know why he got that close. He doesn't need to. But he's going to eat that. He's throwing rocks at my face, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm listening to the second half of Freebird. I don't give a damn about anything. All right, now it's time to go get some health back. I ran ahead and just smacked out the triple kill, laughing about it a little bit, thinking, how is this game going the way that it's going? Because I just have so many kills and I don't deserve them, but here we are. I'm going to go ahead and pick up Tainted Guard, which will actually increase my bleed ability a little bit. It's not going to actually increase the damage my bleed is doing, but add a different bleed on top of that, which is nice. So it's just more bleed. Essentially, it's close enough to the same thing. Steel is chasing that Countess. There's really nothing I can do about that, especially with Kwong there. I'm getting black holed by the Gideon, who took a lot of damage to do that, and I just was kind of by myself there. Had anybody else been there, that might have gone a little bit different, which is not their fault. They were taking care of people in the back line. As you can see, the Sevrog took out the Kira, so I'm not too worried about that one. I was just kind of frontlining it. And if we had range characters, that would have definitely been over. But in that moment there, it was just bad. Drongo, again, having the worst time with me in this crunch. He's just knocked up against a wall every time. But again, characters are overstaying their welcome. They do get to pick up our Countess, but the cost might be too much. I unfortunately take a lot of damage here from the Fangtooth breathing fire on me, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Gideon's trying to force me off. Crunch is gone. He overstayed his welcome really bad. I know Orb Prime is about to spawn, which is an objective in the middle. And we're just brawling it. We're just brawling it out, brawling it. And so I want to make sure I have health for that, and that my team has health for that, so I tell them to retreat. Drongo's just kind of on the side here. He, again, is just against these walls. He's just not having a good time. He does blink away, and I do get out of the Gideon ult, which is nice. I want to take care of this objective while also killing Steel, or at least putting some damage on him. Kira's here. She's making a mistake. She's gone. And I'm like, oh, this is free. I'm taking this. And once we kill this, they're going to lose a lot of points, and we're going to be buffed up. I get that purple glow on me, which says that I get to heal a little bit out of combat while simultaneously doing a lot more damage. 20% at more damage is huge in this game. They're going to eat it right outside their own door. we're just here now. With our buff, we feel a little bit safer with this. Kira's coming out. Steel wants to frontline again. He's trying his damnedest. I'm going to pick up this health orb just because I can. And I'm going to steal one of their objectives because it's funny to me. Because we're just winning team fights in a way that I didn't expect us to actually win, and it's just working out for the best for us. And as you can see, it's just chaos. It's a lot of chaos, which is good, because as a new player, chaos is good. It'll teach you in those moments not to panic, what buttons to use where. Like right there, I land a massive pull. I'd say their whole team come to me, and they are just going to eat for it. Look at that. Steel's going to go down to somebody. I'm okay with just killing the Drongo. He's gone. Kwang is gone. Gideon is just, I'm not letting him go. I get another big pull. And she's ulting me, and I just smack and smack and smack. And they just felt all of that, all in that one instance. They are just all gone. And my teammates are going to walk to the objective, and that will finish off the enemy team's points. We go 13, 2, and 11. 11 is the assist there, 2 is the deaths, and 13 is kills. Carry Grux? Maybe. it's possible. I wanted to see the player stats before the recording ended here, so I just kind of work my way over with the controller very slowly, and I see 58,000 damage. And it just so you guys understand, carries normally average about 30 to 40, sometimes 50,000, and those are the super hard-hitting range characters. And here I was as Grux, putting out almost 60k damage in less than 11 minutes, and it was just something I felt really good about. So if you guys like this video, let me know in the comments what you guys think about me doing some kind of like post-commentary, anything really. I enjoy playing this game. I enjoy doing it. I'm still streaming over on Twitch, and I just kind of enjoy doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to super thumbnail the channel. I'm not going to sit there and beg for things or try to work the algorithm. I'm just going to upload what I want to upload and run the channel how I see fit. So if that's okay with you guys, you let me know. Give me the feedback, and I'll do what I can. Otherwise, you guys have a good one.